Hey, what's up? This is Johnny Sixbox, camera guy and video editor of Snatches and Scotch podcast. This week on the podcast, we have the guys from Caffine and Kilos dropping by at CrossFit Canuck. This podcast, the audio was a little bit off. Adam was not able to attend as a co-host, and I was not able to be there to film. So bear with us with the audio. It's a little bit shaky, but it's a good podcast with some good guys and good content. Stay smooth.
I am your host, Sophie Bona, and I'm here with the boys from Caffine and Kilos, Danny and Charlie. and we've been at the beach one, and I was so impressed with these guys. I mean, if you're not crossfitting and weightlifting, you may know them, but if you are crossfitting and weightlifting and you don't know them, you're not doing it right. So, a quick little thing, these guys are weightlifters, gym owners. They live the lifestyle, which is why I personally believe that your business is doing so well, because there's no bullshit. You do something, you say it, but Charlie over here, a really young gym owner. We talked about you grew up in a fitness family, bodybuilders, chiropractors, exposed to that environment, and you know, weightlifter now. He said, screw it, I'm gonna start weightlifting. And I saw him last year, and he's alright. And this year, he turned into a beast. And
overnight sensation.
Overnight sensation. And then Daniel, here, a accomplished weightlifter, also a gym owner and both founders of Caffine and Kilos. So the first question is, how the heck did you guys build such an incredible and titan of a brand in a very short period of time?
Alright, so basically, like you mentioned, it's a lifestyle we live. So for us, we just kind of do what we want. You know, so when it comes to apparel, Dean is our third partner in this. He has a great eye for kind of design and apparel. And so we just was
I should have looked a little bit.
So Dean's our third.
We gotta go grab some.
He really has got a good eye for fashion and all that. Yeah, so you know, we just kind of make what we want to wear. You know, that's kind of how it came to like with the socks, for example. He said these guys were like different kind of socks. So we just made some. So I think that's a big part of kind of how we've grown. Is we are our own market. You know, we've been in the weightlifting community for a long time. We've been in the CrossFit community for a long time. Charlie's been involved in for a long time. And so we just kind of make stuff that we want, and then a lot of people just happen to like it also.
Dude, that's my mind. The first time I saw Caffine and Kilos, I saw a t-shirt, a hat, and socks. And I was like, this is three choices, good to go, and it was a cool little logo, and I liked the name. And we were talking about the beach one, and part of this podcast, the inspiration to this podcast was Caffine and Kilos. So the first strength conditioning podcast in Canada, brought to you by Silver Rex magazine, and I was it was a Saturday morning, and I was like, man, I was wearing my Caffine and Kilos hat, and I was like, you know what, I love snatching, and I love drinking scotch. And I realized like, as a good Christian boy, I keep it to moderation. But I love my scotch. I'm not rich enough to enjoy scotch, but I do love my scotch. And I was like, man, Caffine and Kilos really kind of 1-2 punch. That's what I love to do. I love snatch. That's what snatch and scotch started. Is because of Caffine and Kilos. So really cool. So how is it working with you? Oh me? Yeah. Is he gonna see this? Is he gonna see this? You might get a baby to see this. It's gonna be on silverxmag.com.
No,
coolest things, and we kind of talked about this earlier, one of the coolest things is, touching up earlier on Danny was saying, is that when we are doing things as a company, it's a reflection of who we are, and integrity is everything to us. So making products outside of our scope, or outside of our realm, outside of what we do is not really something we feel like we are successful at. So just kind of owning who we are and knowing that a lot of people that do what we do appreciate people that are genuine people. The CrossFit community, as long as weightlifting, along as pretty much any way of training, is community driven, and a lot of people think posters, right? They don't want people that are just like, you know, they say one thing, do another. So for us, just being around training in general, it's helped us kind of grow everybody together in this like central pot, right? So we're allowing everyone to be a part of what we're doing. They don't have to be a weightlifter, they don't have to be a bodybuilder, they don't have to be a CrossFitter, they don't have to be a strongman. They can be whatever they are. Right? So just touching up on that a little bit, and working with a partner. So I play team sports, Dean's play team sports, Dean's play team sports. A lot of people internationally, nationally. I know we're in Canada, so I feel like I have to address everybody. But when you're playing sports, the identification of understanding that it takes a team to win. There's not one role within the company that is greater than another. You can't say, well, because Dan does this, you know, it doesn't matter. Because I do this, it doesn't matter. Because Dean does this, it doesn't matter. Have the understanding that everything has to work on this. That even someone outside of ownership just and treat people that way. Treating everybody with respect. Like we're talking about whether it's the products whether it's people that we work with or the companies we work with even on this podcast. It's about showing people respect, being genuine, and delivering something that's kind of part of who we are. And we find that has the best carryover. And so, how is it like to have working with business partners or working with...
Answer the question.
It's fun.
Yeah. But there we go. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. That's why I generally don't get on the mic, because I inspire so many people that I just try to step at them again.
How's it working with partners? Fun. Next question.
Fun.
So I have the gym, and so with my gym, I have CrossFit Excel, and I have two business partners there, and then Caffine and Kilos, I have a different set of business partners, but the dynamic of both is very different. With Caffine and Kilos, what's really important is the more specific the goals are, the easier it is. The more you're kind of muddying and whose job is what, who's doing what, who's responsible for this, that, then it can be a total mess because you're trying to figure all it out, you know? But as long as you have specific goals, it makes everything a lot easier and you get a lot better too. So working with partners is fun because doing it by yourself is okay, but it's always better when you have a team.
Absolutely. So from that statement, I take it that huge organization, talk about specific roles, the systems and all that. Very organized person.
Seem like.
Yeah. When we talked about this earlier before the podcast, and try to say, you know what, you say, would you vote really well from CrossFit?
I think it was maybe Dave.
Yeah, I just said that, like, doing that on your own is okay, but doing it with a team is...
It's a lot better, yeah. You said a lot of people that end up being successful are... So it's people that just don't think that they're going to fail, and I find that that's kind of how I am. And I made the analogy earlier, we talk about this a lot, is that it's like, I'm like, hey Danny, we'll go to the moon. And Danny's like, do we have a spaceship? Yes. You know what I mean? So Danny's not unwilling to go to the moon, he just wants to make sure that we're going to go that way.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's that dynamic too. So if you see the way we go back and forth there, we also understand each other. So sometimes I need to back off, sometimes he needs to come in. So to be correct, ask Danny. If you want a great story, ask me.
I've always been terrible.
Let me tell you a story about Danny.
Yeah, do it.
It takes a lot of maturity to understand this. Let's not just one dog at some at. I need someone to call me some at. So that's I was really impressed with you guys. I saw you last year at the beach walk. I was super impressed how you were from California. Some teachers with that. And it wasn't just all teachers. I get it. And just making comparisons to Canada. Because I was on the Caffine and Kilos website trying to buy a t-shirt, and it was like $25, $30. And then, and then I put in the shipping, and it was like $55. And I was like, you guys came all the way to Canada and gave ladies the opportunity to really like, have access to gear and swag and all that. And you guys didn't bring scrub clothes. You guys brought the best. You was your best. And I remember I went with my wife and I bought a hat and she got it dirty like in 2 seconds. It was a white hat. You see the hat? And I went back to buy a different hat, a black or a white one, and it was already sold out. And I was like, myself in the blood first. So you guys killed it in Canada. Any thoughts of coming to Canada?
Yeah, well, it's fun. We like just going out and meeting people and seeing people. We really believe the more people we can actually meet, interact with, being out there, just talking to people. That's really what's fun for us, And so that's a big part of it. And Canada is our economy as far as everything. And I think a big part of that is because of UTC. Because there's a great competition, very well organized, 1,000 athletes. And so if we're going to go to something that's great and good, also the organizers are very big support for us to help them out. So for us, it's a win-win. Help out some friends, go to a great competition, help expand into a market we're already and so we can help people out, help them save more money on shipping and duties and all that business, And so it's just that we like to travel, we like to talk to people, and it's awesome.
Any thoughts of having some life?
Yes. Nice question. Don't know. Nice one. Yeah, so here's the deal with all that. Here's what's going on. Is we are working on some different things. We've only been around 2 years. You know what I mean? We just started 4 years ago. And so we're still working on getting everything dialed down, kind of our own house. We have been in talks with a couple different distribution companies as well as some other countries and kind of getting some stuff going like that. But it's like anything else, it's more complicated. And as far as priorities go, I'm not going to say it's not a priority because that's not true. But it's like where it falls on the list. Really you need to nail down, focus on something, accomplish that goal, then move on. We're real big on having lots of lines in the water. It's kind of like just putting out fishing. When we have 3-4 lines in the water, we never know it's going to hit. But at the same time, you got to kind of hedge your bets and work with your And so if it's still a total mess in the U.S., and it's still going to push too hard to try to get somewhere else, and just distract your strong. Welcome to mission statement. Oh no, our mission statement actually Caffine and Kilos. It revolves around, or the summarize it for you, it's quality of means. Alright, that's our whole thing. We want to make sure it's quality. In our apparel, we want to make sure it's high quality and good. When it comes to our coffee, our roasted, we actually get coffee more frequent than most people. Shelf life is also pretty good. We get really nice bags and off gas. They have really long shelf life, but we actually get fresh and roasted coffee every 2 weeks. So we'll never sell coffee that's really good in our warehouse longer than 1 month. And we do that so that people get fresh coffee, it's good, all these things. And so with our food bars that have caffeine, we didn't want to just throw together a random bar that's like, consistently laughing taffy or whatever. We wanted something that's good. So these things, they have like the right ratios of protein to carb. We want to make sure it's just dialed for what it is. Workout. Yeah, but a workout bar, make sure it has the right amount of caffeine and from natural sources. So all these things, it's really important. So shooting out in another area just to do it and then do a poor job of it is not something really necessary. But we are extremely interested in doing that. Just you gotta do it the right way.
Absolutely.
When we decided to do it, we're gonna do it. And that's quality.
So this time I was when you come in and surprise.
I love fishing because I love fishing.
Yeah.
Since I started running across, I haven't had that much time to fish. We go fishing. Guys maybe nuts. Purposefully using different lures to see what works that day. And when someone gets consistently, we all switch to the exact same thing. We are all focused on the exact same thing. So that's a great one.
And that doesn't mean those other lures are bad or don't work ever. They actually, Maybe a month down the road or next year, those
Awesome. So, how'd you guys get involved with Scott and YouTube series? Those guys. I mean, LA, Hollywood. How did that happen?
So early on, there was a lot of, I just had to get emails about asking us to come to a lot of events. Obviously, too, like sponsorship every day, ultimately from, I don't want to say like a small sport company, but we always find that this might be a good helpful business for others too. So Jeff was very adamant about continually contacting us, letting us know about the event, helping engage you, letting us know. And then also, they were involved with that event, and we knew that it was going to be something that it's a business in Canada, it's our biggest market internationally. And so it also made sense for us to come out and say what's up to everybody. But the amount of people that they were drawing to the event was also this is the best way for us to reach a mass population quickly within this country. So the event was right, it was great, and after the first year, it was ran so well that we were definitely going to come every year, and Corey and all those guys are awesome. So there's a lot of fun working with all of them, and consistency is key. If you want to be seen and you want to have something happen, whether it's your business or somebody else's, it's consistency. Keep driving that, and doing a really good job, and making sure to stay on top of it with us and make sure that we're able to make it down.
I think this thing with the podcast is we need to be consistent. Yeah, it's every week, no matter what. And like you said earlier on, it's, stuff goes sour sometimes, but you gotta get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta
get it done. That's exactly it. Consistency is great, and that's just like training as well. You know what I mean? It's like you're not always gonna have a good training.
Wait, how was your training today?
Is it? Can I say? Actually, my legs are shot. We're on like the 5th or 6th day here, and it's like I don't sleep much on the road because especially the event till 9 o'clock at night. I go home, eat dinner, get the whole thing. It's like by the time you get around to bed, you only have 4 hours of sleep. When you do that, 4 or 5 nights in a row. But instead of saying, oh, well, what's the point of getting in training? Your legs are shot. Just get in there, get it done. You know what I mean? And so that's just kind of how it goes. So, good and bad. Made some lifts, missed some lifts. But in the end, hit the number you're supposed to. And even if you don't hit the number you're supposed to, you're in there, you're working.
Exactly.
The more often you say, it's not going to work, screw it, try and bang it out, move on, that's just going to compound the problem. You're not going to get better. And that's the other thing, consistency is important.
Awesome. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back talking about how, in order to be consistent and successful in life and in business,
want to burn yourself.
Peace out. One sec.
Here we are back on Steam Whistling Snatches. I'm Danny Lear, your host. I've got Charlie Zamora with me.
Welcome back to Snatches and Scotch. We're back and talking about what it takes to be successful. Consistency and Charlie talking about taking shots and saying, I'm not going to fail. Now, obviously, you need someone to keep you in check and say, if you're not going to fail, what are you going to do? You just can't say, I'm not going to fail. So, how important is positivity in business and life?
I'll answer your question in 10 minutes. So good. We talked about earlier, so unwillingness to believe that you're going to fail, or that blind optimism, that positivity. It's a really good thing. My wife understands me. A lot of times I want to do all these crazy things, and she'll help me with the guidance behind how to make it happen. It's not like she's going to tell me no, unless it's completely out of the cards. But Danny, same thing. And so Danny's also like dreaming business kinds of things as well. That's why we work well together. And so is Dean. But as we look at it, I think one of the most important things is, and I was just telling someone this the other day, is that stemming from the uncertainty of the unknown. And living with fear is going to keep you quickly from being successful. So if you're looking at something and your next thought is, you're right, you don't. The answer is no unless you ask. And if you ask and it's no, then it's no. But it could be yes. So you have to look as a young entrepreneur or as an athlete, whoever you are, and say, you know what? I'm going to push my limits. Let me see what my body can do. I can see what this business can do. And if you look at something and you're not successful right away, it's not failure. And people think they're crazy when they say, the reason I say it's not failure is that even it's failure, it can bring you back. You get to look at it and say, you know, that was a learning experience. Mask what you think it is by being positive and saying, okay, that was just a way for me to now make it even better. Instead of saying, oh, I guess I suck at this. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Jump in there real quick. One thing that kind of happens with us a lot is we run into a situation where basically these words get said. Well, here we are. Here we are. You know what I mean? Usually that's not started off with a positive thing, but that's a positive way to look at it. You find yourself in a situation that you did not anticipate or may not be ideal. So you can sit here and go, oh man, shit, yeah, we're screwing up, no chance, or you're like, well, here we are, where do we go from here? Where do we move forward from here? You know, instead of sitting here going, like, instead of falling in a hole and looking up and going, oh man, like, look how far down we are. Okay, we're in a hole. How are we gonna get out of here? Hop on my shoulders, give me a boost, you know what I mean? Hey, let's start climbing up, start getting foothold, figure something out. We're gonna try it. Okay, first thing, give me a boost. Okay, well that's not high enough. We're still going under. All right, get on my shoulders. Okay, well, that's not high enough. All right, now get on my shoulders. I'm gonna jump. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta keep working, and so that's part of it. The whole fear of failing, stopping you from doing something, which drives me nuts. You know what I mean? You never do anything in life, but what if you fail? And you know what else? I think some people are afraid of success, right? Hey, well, I don't want to do this because, well, what if it works? Oh shit! Then we have all this responsibility, and we talk about it all the time. Like, we found ourselves in this position where we have a lot of responsibility, not just to ourselves, we have to employees and help the company, the whole deal. And so, our families, our employees, our coordinators, even the people who shut down. And so, I think something gets scared of, what if you fail? What if you succeed? You can't be scared of success. Just like the weightlifting, you gotta attack. You gotta expect to be successful. That's the other thing. You gotta attack and get after it. You can't live scared. You know? But you can. That's a terrible way to do it. Yeah. Dude, I love that. I think you're looking right now. Oh, sorry. I love the whole mentality.
Well, it gets big that I have responsibilities. I gotta my kids.
Well, here's the thing. So, and it's very easy. You open a gym, you fail anyway. You go back to teaching. Something you've done for 10 years, something that's easy, something you know, something you're used to. I taught high school PE for 8 years. I loved it, absolutely loved it. Great job, fun job. You know, if you're a university, like, talking to people, and so it was so much fun, right? So that's the thing is, oh, well, if I fail, I should back that. But what if you don't? What if you're successful? You know what I mean? Then you have the business and responsibilities, which the overall experience is so much better. But the easy thing to do would be to fail and just go back to teaching.
And then also, like I said, it's I'm exhausted. So the way I actually
I retired at 30.
So the day I'm tired,
I'm just kidding, actually.
when you say and we were gone.
Good news, I just quit my job. Congratulations.
I want to something that is related. So, my grandpa was a and he killed himself and became successful again. But through that learning experience, I was thinking of my grandfather who told me he was at the gym, like I've been at the gym for 5 years now. Really proud of that. He was strong home in my city. And Warriors Health and Fitness. Conditioning, personal training, CrossFit, and what I mean is that I have this guy. I'm feeling pretty pumped up and fired up. I'm really a lot of myself. I'm very excited. I'm seeing my grandpa. And I just think I feel like I can say this about it. I told my grandpa, I was like, you know what? People my age, generations like me, they don't know how to work. I have 2 jobs. I'm self-employed twice. They're doing this and they're doing I don't get why people my age or younger generations are so lazy. Maybe they work on this as hard. So the way to address this is we talk about it being a team. So within our company, we're a team, right? And I think we're fired up. But you also have to look at it and say, what am I good at? Okay, there's a lot of people quitting their jobs and going after and chasing dreams, right? They might fail, but they might succeed. But what I'm getting at is this. If you're going to work for someone that is not afraid to fail and is willing to succeed and help you elevate them. So when you get into it, go out there and do something new, something great, find people like ourselves or people that are motivated and powerful and strong and want to take over the world and have this, and do so well that it's going to be input into you and your life, your skill set, that you do, your own talents. How do you accept part of that to the next capacity, right? So awesome kid works for his weapons. This kid is like, this great job, semi-professional, this called player side now. Great kid, he's also autistic. But he's a wonderful kid. You know what? He's so diligent with counting and doing numbers that to express the best of his talents, you got to go warehouse. He just loves his job. He's so much better as just a person in general. Having to count and share work on time. Having to his workspace, having his own office. And as I've seen him grow up, as he grows, I just see this new man. It's because he's surrounding himself with people that are positive in his life. So also surround yourself with people that can elevate you. I'm not the risk taker. Find someone that is, and look at you for you. People are down. That's just it.
That is gold. If you're a business owner, a gym owner, anything like that, that is gold. That's a job.
Danny was a teacher for a long time. He also coached wrestling. He developed people. And there's certain things that I learned from Danny that helps develop me. Taking responsibility or taking notes.
And that's the funny thing too, is we all rub off on each other, you know what I mean? And so like Dean, the way he just kind of sees things and that type of thing as far as like different work and with those, he does all our pictures, all our pictures. Just the way he sees it, now I see something before, I'm like, oh, it's great. And now the way he's like, I see it like, I can be better, because he has a higher standard. Same with Charlie. Charlie's been really good for me to help me relax a little because I'm very, I have a set schedule and everything's in my schedule. I can get very, I'm a very passionate man. So I get like, so I get if something's going on, if I think something's done a certain way and it's not, I'm like, I can leave it stuff, you know what I mean? And Charlie does not really keep a schedule in his mind, you know what I mean? And so sometimes, he's late to get us down. But the thing is, it's all about my Charlie. So he has actually, over the last couple years together, he's better about certain things. He's more responsible about certain things. He kind of keys in on certain things better. All right, and I think that's partially me rubbing off on him. It goes the other way also. I've learned to relax. Sometimes not. Sometimes I still have, like if you go to the airport, you need to be on time. You know what I mean? But other things, no, definitely you have to be on time. Right? And then
No, you got it. You got it.
See, this is a good example. That was exactly our relationship. But then other example is I have these crazy ideas that Charlie has, and I just suppress them because I have an overbearing feeling of responsibility, right? Whereas Charlie has these ideas and wants to act immediately, and then now it's like it's the inverse. We both have the same ideas. He used to just go for them. Now he thinks a little more, and that still sometimes does. I don't go for them, like, it's not a responsibility to do, but now it's going to be fine. You know what I mean? We kind of work it out like that. And so an example is like, what's that? so an example is like, we always get rental cars or whatever. And so I have like a 06 Dodge. Charlie has a pickup truck in our day-to-day life, so it's just not that important to us really. So when we travel, it's one thing to explore a job that's not very expensive. You can get a really nice rental car for not that much more expensive than really cheap either one. So that's one thing we do when we travel is get a nice car. So then we run into situations like we got this weekend. We go to get the rental car and we have like this convertible, right? This convertible Camaro. And so we go and we have 4 full-size luggage containers because we had to set some stuff up in those containers. So we get there, and so we're living out of backpacks because we had to have the luggage box. So we get up here and we go, okay, no trunk, no problem. And so we just to get it out, the top. Put the top down, we stack the luggage in the back seat, we got to go upside down so the wheels don't jack into the seat. So we're driving around this really nice car with 4 giant roller bag luggage in the back seat the whole time. So like someone who was more responsible maybe do the whole thing, I'm like, this is stupid, it's ridiculous. Like, do I want to do it? Yeah, like all this shit, like it doesn't make sense. Let's just get the bandwagon or the van, and like it's gonna be in the end, it's gonna be better, it's gonna save us trips, it's gonna whatever. I want to do this because it's fun, you know. But so now anymore we get there and I see it and go, well, here we are, this is where we're at, you know what I mean? Let's do it. So top down, luggage in, you know what I mean, the whole deal. And yet, you know, I always like to have fun with stuff. So Charlie's kind of helping me to relax a little more when it's not as important. And he's learning to be a little more responsible. He said the first time I was tired, I'm relaxing when it's not important, and he's more responsible when it is.
Yeah. So that's the secret of health. I mean, we talked about it earlier on. My wife, she's very organized. She keeps me in check. She through decision that I'm going to correct. And it's super important, which is great. To wrap this up, last thing we'll talk about is our faith. I mean, I'm a Christian. Charlie's a Christian. And I see a lot of like people in the secular world who have a strong faith, not religious, but a serious relationship with God. And I feel like that really motivates them to really be the best version of themselves. And that's my motto at Ninja. We make people, we help people become the best version of themselves. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that having your faith, how does that help you become successful, changing lives, and so on? So how does that help you reach that constant goal of excellence and allow you to let things roll off your back?
I think I'll answer that one for us. I think the biggest thing that we all have to understand is no matter what you do, we all fall short of the goal. So when you're looking at things, it's hard to, as a business owner, and you as a business owner as well, for us sometimes to publicly come out and say things, but as a personal representation of me personally, I know that my relationship with God is something that's also helped me through my youth and growing up. It's very involved. Now at the same time, I'm not doing it because I know I'm going to be forgiven, but it's like we're still human beings. We don't want everyone to think that we're not who we are. But at the same time, I think it's more of an accountability of a personal relationship with God, and that's something that I believe. And I believe to each person, that's individual. And so to have someone sit and say this, whatever, to quote Tupac, only God can judge me.
Yeah. It's not a
Listening to Gangster Rap,
really,
I'm not convinced that's entirely accurate.
no, but seriously, like in the sense of
I'll just show my humanity.
no, but that's it, right? faith in you. You're perfect. And I got tattoos. My parents were kind of okay with it, but when my mom listened to my podcast, I started swearing a little bit. She's like, "You can't do that." So I'm sure she doesn't listen. Oh, she listens to maybe she'll listen. Hey, mom. But to be honest, I mean,
Biggest fan. My mother's my biggest fan. I set up a email. I started doing this little like side project. It's called the Lifting Fix. Whatever. It's kind of lifting them up. My point is, I'm on a website and there's like an email sign up list so they can get notified when new episodes up. Whatever, once a week. Guess who the very first email from my mother? I'm like, oh, someone signed up for the email. Cool. Very first one. Boom. One out of the first million. Right? What? Lori Lear. Well, and at first I went, huh? And I like it. At first, you know what? That's great. Like, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, and switch gears on, I believe we addressed that, but one of the things I also, me and him ramble a lot, but I want to make sure that everyone else is too. You mentioned it. The guy's not with us right now, Dean, who's one of the owners of Caffine and Kilos, is the chief operations. What makes the team great, you know where Dean's at? The warehouse, making sure that everything's getting done. And I really believe that the creativity on the design and the repair and those different things, he is just such an innovator when it comes to putting these things together. Me and Danny, sometimes we lose touch and Dan's like, dude, and we're like, all right, man, we trust you. You know what I mean? But I really have a lot of respect for Danny and what he does. And people didn't know, just because me and Danny are a lot of the shit show, road show, and we're out here, it's just because we're generally always together. But Dean's holding down the fort all the time. I really appreciate everything he does.
yeah, shout out to Dean. Well, it was great having you guys on the podcast. Big shout out to CrossFit Canuck for letting us do this here. And you're always welcome back anytime. And I want to see you guys next year.
We're going to have to talk to immigration if they're back anytime.
Yeah, and thank you for having us, man. And it's been really a cool thing to know that we somehow inspired you as well to start your own thing and do that. And that's one of the things we talk all the time. Have a positive effect on people, you know, and we appreciate the communities.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it.
Anything you guys want to shout out to people out there in terms of your website or
CaffeineandKilos.com.
Instagram?
CaffeineandKilos.com.
At Caffeine and Kilos.
At CaffeineandKilos.com.
Twitter at Team C&K.
There you go. And MySpace.